last time we left off, you guys all killed a bunch of pirates on canoes.
And recruited the last remaining pirate.
And yes, you recruited the last remaining pirate. And you also found out the whereabouts of a possible treasure stash.
Yep.
And I believe, going back to the main page here for a moment, which is where you guys actually are, you are going to be heading towards, zoom in, Shapur, before you head out to the east of that to try and find one of the islands.
Right. So, does our new crewmate have a name?
Good question. NPC generator?
The only thing is, I was gonna try to convince Kevin to join us and just have him play the freaking pirate.
Congratulations, Kevin. You have one level of sailor. That's not really an official class, so the rest of your levels are going to be fighter.
You can call him the sailor with no name. Temporarily.
Let me see here. NPC generator. Oh, it's a guy. Human. That's a good question. Do we have any other names? Any other classes we can pick? Not really. Guess we'll give him a commoner class for right now. Generate. That'll work. His name is Roger Burton.
Roger Burton?
Burton, yes. Roger, check your vector, Victor.
Interesting.
Over. What? Roger. What? Vector. Oh!
Move over, butter.
So actually, yeah, I should probably actually name him, since I got a name. He's got a name I can staple onto him now. I know where the boat go. The boat should be over here somewhere. Here we are. You. Oh wait, I need to click on this thing, don't I? There we go. Changes. Actually, come to think of it, I need to allow you guys to see his hit points now, don't I?
Well, we're not even on that screen, so.
Player permissions. Yeah. Okay, why don't I see it? Standard barcation above basic. Represent character, no. What am I missing? Why is it every time I try to do this that it never works right? I'm in the advanced tab. Bar location above. Bar style standard. And bar 1 is visible to everyone. Save changes. Frel, I don't even know anymore.
Right.
Boom. Do you see him or not?
Oh man.
I'm
Yeah, I see him.
so sick and tired of being sick and tired of this thing never working.
I see him, but I don't see a health bar on him.
It's literally selected C. Why can't it be seen? Every time.
Do you have like a not? Because you got what the fuck was I gonna say? Trying to remember the exact thing you got to do to make it show up.
GM layer.
GM layer, what?
No, never mind. I thought you thinking of something else. My bad.
Standard. Visible to editors, visible to editors, visible to everyone. Bar 1C.
But the thing is, do you have Do you have like the HP plus the both the amount and the total filled out?
Oh, for Frel's sake.
That was why. Because if there's not a total, it doesn't put a bar up. Now I see it.
Urge to murder rising. Fine, it's fine working. Why can't you just put a number in and you'll listen, game? That's all I ask. Anyways, outside of Roll20 being an annoying piece of work, I believe you guys were about a day's worth away from getting to your planned location?
Think so.
Something along those lines? Okay, so I assume you're just going to continue as usual.
Right.
Full crew on hand throughout the day. At night, at least having 1 or 2 people on deck to keep an eye on things.
Yeah. Although I will say that when I have a chance to, I want to kind of like get Giselle by herself and tell her that ask if she can try to keep an eye on the new crew member, make sure he doesn't do anything suspicious.
She's always kind of quietly hanging about, and as you ask her about that, she's kind of like, I've already been keeping an eye on him. Nothing strange so far.
Yeah. I don't want to ask Garoth because he's more of the type that might jump the gun and smash him with his hammer over nothing.
She smiles. He is rather blunt at times. And just kind of does a once over the ship a little bit and continues to act casually.
Right.
I suppose Valina's just. What's the equivalent of suite on the ship?
The
What?
what?
Equivalent of suites in this universe, or like would it be just like a dessert or something, or?
I don't think we have any sweets on the ship.
All right.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
she's
think anyone actually particularly ordered any. Not even you up to this point.
Well, unless you're counting the flasks of honey mead.
Okay, I guess that'll work. Like, there's some flags of honeymead, and she's just drowning her sorrows and just like it's just a
taking them
mess
back.
on her.
So
Yeah.
drinking the flask that I gave her the other day because there's probably still some left in it.
Right. And she's just doing that, just crying.
Like, I thought she was over this already because that was from like when we left back at the previous town.
She's in an emotional state. It may be
I
one
want
thing.
my skulls.
Like she looks at her skull and goes, "You're the only one that ever listens to me."
His jaw just drops and falls off.
Yeah, it's like she picks up in their skull. It's like, you'll be my friend, right?
Half the drop pops off because you just hold it on from the top of the skull. It can't quite escape.
Does Azina see this happening?
I don't think she's hiding it.
I'm gonna use. I use minor illusion, which is a cantrip, and you can use it to make a sound. I just make it sound like the skull just says, "Cheer up, kid."
And Valena just sits there stunned. And puts the skull back slowly. And starts gets on her knees and moves up slowly, a little forward, knee by knee. And starts praying to the skulls.
This is what you have done.
She's just bowing up and down, going, "Oh, oh."
Because I don't know if anyone actually saw me make like a hand motion to cast the cantrip or not.
I'm actually gonna pull that on someone right now. Did he notice it? Oh, he noticed it. Theobald is right behind you. He sees what's going on now and looks back to you, and it literally gives you the look of, you know what you just did.
I go, well, this is kind of better than her sulking.
I don't know about that.
She comes
Kinda
up and
slowly turns back, and he is. Oh, now you're coming out. Oh, great.
and she comes out holding one of the skulls. She's petting it on the top of the head. She's like, and she has this. Gosh, I feel so bad for saying this. Like this look on her face, like she's Bible kind of look, where she's just all lit up, like she's seen the light or something.
Actually, probably to Theobald, you look blasted drunk.
Probably is blasted drunk, which is why she fell for a prank so easily.
Yeah, she has this like drunk look on her face, but geez, that's a rival. Like, I repent for my sinful ways.
Yep, you really gone done it. Looks back to Hazina.
You know the worst
shoot,
part?
I just realized, by the way, I never did level up. I
Geralt.
never leveled up Giselle.
But
Oh,
we'll just
yeah.
roleplay a bit. We'll just roleplay a bit. So
Yeah, you guys keep
she's
going ahead,
just
I'll do this really quick.
yeah, and she's just keeps going. The skulls have spoke to me, and of course Ozzy's bird goes, "Stop it!"
Stop it!
It's like the skulls have spoken. The
Stop it.
skulls have spoken.
Stop it!
I don't. The funny thing is, I don't think any of the crew, the non-adventuring crew have witnessed the bird doing this before, so they're probably looking like, "What the fuck?"
Just bird constantly shouting, "Stop it!" at the necromancer. She keeps going on about her skulls.
They're probably also agreeing with the bird.
Yeah, she needs to stop. She needs to come down and go take a nap.
We must be rebaptized in the ash of bones.
Didn't say skulls.
The skulls.
Stop it!
And in the distance, you just see the wolf and the raven just kind of eye each other like, okay, this is happening.
Azina says, one of these days we're gonna have to get you.
Get you.
Yeah, I only heard partial bit of that.
Azina says, one of these days we're gonna have to get you a new hobby.
New hobby, okay.
Okay, new hobby.
There is only one hobby.
Yeah, she does that. She's just like, and she just kind of hisses and shrinks back into darkness. You're adding it, and just going.
I just kind of picture Garroth just like wandering upon this and doing the Grandpa Simpson thing in reaction.
Yeah.
More like he's looking around the rest of the ship going, what did you do? Who did this? This wasn't me. I didn't make things worse.
I don't need you anymore. I have the skull.
Just gives you a weird look. And proceeds to back away to the other crew members and just goes, okay, when do we dunk her in the water to sober her up?
I say I'm not sure there's enough water in the entire river to do that.
We can at least try. Well, at least we can also see if she's a real witch. Slight sinister smile.
Theobald say that, or?
No, this is Garroth.
Okay.
Throw her in the pond!
Look, I'm tempted to fuck with Elena more, but now I'm scared to do so.
You've made a bad thing worse. Congrats. You succeeded at failing your diplomacy with the rest of the team. Meanwhile, somewhere in the distance, you keep hearing the parrot going, "Stop it!" As the necromancer keeps triggering them.
Stop it! And he just randomly sees a coin. Shiny!
Shiny, stop it! Shiny, stop it!
I think the bird at this point is probably just going, stop! And just falls over. It's exhausted. Like, but
actually, I would be surprised if he just flaps over to you, lands on your shoulder, starts pecking the side of your head every time you say skulls, and starts repeating again, "Stop it!" Peck, peck, stop it! Peck, peck,
Elena takes the skulls and has them face her in a circle, and just starts doing.
Are you doing this like below deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because yeah, if you start doing weird shit on the front of the ship,
the
crew might have some words about you.
She's doing this in the shadows of the below deck.
Because at that point, Captain might decide that if we're not going to dump you overboard, but we are going to dump the skulls overboard.
This has got to be a precarious situation.
I'm just waiting for someone to come up and talk to her about this.
Well, if you're holding this as a secret little seance now below deck, no one's going to know about it, at least right now.
Not only that, I'm pretty positive that every single person on the ship would see you acting like this and just be like, nope.
Yeah, they all be like Grandpa Simpson.
I don't want to know she's already a loony.
People in the Conan universe are really superstitious, so...
Yeah. But she's...
That's the way why she's acting the way she is, because she's superstitious too, but she believes in... At least currently she believes in necromancy and skeletons and so forth being a positive thing.
Yeah, and she's going like really crazy because she's really depressed. And so she's really upset. And she's going... It's like she thinks she's found a good thing out of a bad situation. Or at least she thinks she does.
Really, she's actually drunk and gone cuckoo.
I think she is already cuckoo just because way past that at this point.
She's just like, Mr. Skullhead will appreciate me.
It's alright. It's the Mr. Skullhead show.
Now it's time for another good idea, bad idea. Good idea, playing pranks on your friends. Bad idea, playing pranks on Belena. And just as we're just in an altar trying my skull, it's just gonna face all light up like she's awesome.
I forgot. You know, it's because it's been so long. I forget. Did we eat the rest of the crocodile? I think we did.
Rest of it, if not most of it.
What do we do with the skin, the gills, the scales, and all that?
We sold it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I believe we sold the hide. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
we sold it back at the previous town.
Yeah. So Velena's just like sitting there, like really creepy. And Raven just
Being very
Actually, I
creepy
wanna-
in the subfloor of the ship, just staring at her skulls now because one of them apparently is
yeah,
supposed to
and
talk to
Raven
her.
flies up on his skull and starts pecking at one of his skulls. Noah just sits there, just going, "Well, I'm in this mess."
This is my owner, huh?
Right.
So, when do I get to eat her?
So, you guys had a thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything else you guys want to do because this is obviously done.
Yeah, I asked Roger if he's any good at fishing.
He's pretty much just gonna be like, I don't know, but I can give it a try.
All right, well, I'm gonna give him his first task. I'm gonna have him, you know, use the rod and bait that we have to try and catch some fish.
Okay, so how does that work exactly?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm assuming you have to make some kind of check.
Let me look it up.
Finding.
Steel hook. No, that's equipment. Fishing tackle, polyangling.
Yeah, I'm not
Tribal
seeing
word
anything in the
feature.
back about fishing directly.
There's no official rules for it. It's yeah.
I just say make an athletics check or something, in my opinion.
It
Or,
seems like one of the things I see is them suggesting is like if you actually wanted to make like a serious roll for like check for it would be to like ahead of time set up like a table like you would for like random encounters, but obviously you don't have time to do that in the middle of a game.
No, I've got an idea of what I can do for it though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a d20 to see how a survival check goes. Because technically survival is also about getting food.
Right. Yeah, survival.
And-
Survival's the one that probably makes the most sense.
And
yes.
then I'll do a dice roll to see how much fish you can catch in about an hour's time.
Survival or nature, I think, are the two main. Both.
Oof. Yikes. Let's see. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a low die for any kind of catch. He manages to catch 2.
Well,
It's better than nothing.
yeah. And the rest of
if you rolled a 1, that'd have been just like a critical failure, and he catches nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
right.
Simpsons jokes
Stupid.
tonight, apparently.
Stupid, sexy Ned Flanders.
Well, that'll give us like a couple fish to go with our jerky for our next meal.
Fish and jerky. At least there's something
how
fresh.
big are the fish? Can I re-roll for that?
I think they wouldn't be very big because of how low he rolled.
Yeah, I would
Alright.
say they're like your average size fish, like a very average to small size fish.
I mean, if
he's-
they're at least something, they're better than nothing. There's enough there that you can at least add a little something to your food.
If he's never done it before, I'm not really gonna hold it against him though, because
Yeah, and especially since he doesn't really have stats. Actually, none of the NPCs really have stats. They're just kind of freeballing. Although I think, actually, since I've been using the sailor, let me see. Does he have anything for that? Does he have any bonuses? Seafarer, considered to be proficient in vehicles, man, martial range weapons. Oh, actually, no, they do have a little something for ranged weapons. Never mind. Oh, that they can use them, but nothing else other than that.
Elena comes up and goes, I must catch fish for my friends.
Oh dear.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's not right.
Check. That's not a that was not a survival, by the way. You just pulled a wisdom check.
Well, it said survival on it.
Do you not have a bonus to survival?
Yeah, I do. +1.
yeah, he rolled a 17, a +1. Because it says wisdom next to it, because wisdom is the modifier. For
Oh wait, never
survival.
mind. Okay. I just saw wisdom. I'm like, why did you just do a regular wisdom check? My brain didn't catch the first half of it. I'm really out of the loop tonight.
Well, I mean, you are still sick, so.
Yeah.
I thought I'd better than this. But yeah, yeah, he had a +1, I believe. I'll check in the book. Yeah, he did have a +1. So technically, that was yeah, that was technically a 6. It would have been around the same area, though. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So, I've had
Yeah.
I've had a thought. While everybody else is continuing along the way to our destination, Azino's gonna after he catches the fish, Azino's gonna try to cook.
Oh dear. Actually, really quick, for Lena, you got an 18. So it's not all the way up there, but it's high enough to do this. You catch 9 fish.
Jesus.
Lena just comes out of nowhere on the other side of the ship. There's just a little bit of wire and a hook, and catches like 3 times as much as the new guy. Roger now looks ashamed.
Well, there's how many of us? 1, 2.
With the
There's
NPC
8 of us
characters,
total.
there's 8. Yeah.
So we technically got 3 more fish than we need for individual fish. So
That's actually not including feeding the animals either. So.
that is true.
Which would be 3, since it's just Raven, the parrot, and the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing is, the thing is, I don't. They wouldn't need
The
like,
birds would actually take bird food, probably more than likely.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
bread, which we have some bread. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but I was gonna. Okay, so yeah, we'll leave 1 fish for the wolf.
Yep.
So the 2 extra fish that we have out of those, Azina's gonna take along with some of the fruits and vegetables that we have from the market, and she's gonna try to make some soup.
Gonna make a fish stew, eh?
Make a fish stew. With.
Alright. Let me see here.
What would I roll for that? Would that be?
I think I got an idea. Let me double check what we got here.
Oh, didn't we decide that would be? Didn't we decide that would be like medicine?
I was gonna say it was either gonna be that or it was going to be. It's not so much a performance. That's something else. So yeah, I guess that would technically be a medicine. Just mostly to try and keep things clean and not mess it up, and
Right.
become hazardous for people.
I have no fucking bonus in this.
GG. Oh my god. It's not the most excellent meal, but it's definitely edible.
All right, so that's prepared for later when we actually take
So
a
yeah,
break.
so basically the captain very streamlinedly manages to make a dinner for you guys later. So I take it that's gonna be most of the day then on the boat.
Yeah.
All right.
You killed river pirates. You've cooked up a dinner, and outside of the necromancer going further and further crazy, it seems to be otherwise fine. So we then get to night shifts. So I guess it's gonna be one at a time then.
Yeah. Well, the thing is not because there's more people than we really need to do like. Well, wait, we got 8 people, but
Technically, yeah, you got enough that everyone can go for 1 hour, or that is if you want to leave Roger unwatched.
yeah, they're not gonna do that. So I'm gonna say I'd say split it, but just split the watch into like 4 2-hour shifts between with like a couple people at a time because we've got 8 people, right?
All right.
So I'm gonna say Roger is gonna take first watch with Garoth because he definitely won't do anything stupid when there's a big freaking barbarian watching him.
Mm-hmm. So Gareth takes the helm. Roger is left alone with him and very intimidated, but doesn't do anything, obviously, to piss off the barbarian and tries to be as helpful as possible.
Yeah, I'm assuming we ate the fish stew before turning in.
Yeah.
The other fish we'll save for later.
Mm-hmm. He needs to just salt them and pack them away. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say very easily that they don't really see anything of interest. You pretty much took care of the one threat on the river,
Right.
outside of maybe animals here and there.
Yeah, that wouldn't be wildlife. And the thing is, our ship's big enough that most animals aren't gonna do anything.
Yeah. Not even a crocodile will be dumb enough to really mess with you unless it's some extreme version of crocodile.
Oh my god, it's a giant crocodile!
It's as big as the boat!
It's the king of the river!
Snap! And there goes the front half of the ship. Yeah, nothing really happens between the two of them. I'm going to say that Roger is just nervous enough just to be thankful to be alive and doesn't really want to annoy the barbarian because obviously you don't want to annoy a giant brute who can crush you in his hands. And he's had enough of a beating today that he doesn't need another. Thank you, sir. Alright, so who wants to take next shift?
Let's say, I'm trying to think who I'm going to pair with Valena. Valena and Theobald.
Oh, you're going to force this one again. Okay.
Theobald seems the best at tolerating her.
Right.
He does let out a long, heavy sigh and finally gets up to go take care of manning the boat.
As Valena's walking past Garoth, she's holding one of the skulls and talking to it, but she does one of those fake laughs. Just
God.
walks past Garoth.
Like the skull just told her a really good joke.
More like she's trying to appear that she's a skull more than Garoth, and it's just Garoth has just imagine the look on his face.
He furrows his eyebrows and slowly peeks open with one eye to look at you like, what the fuck are you doing? Just, he can't be bothered. He's trying to get back to sleep.
Well, it's like on the way for the next shift, like when they're passing each other by the stairwell, right?
Oh, you're meaning more earlier than that. Okay, so yeah, he just kind of raises an eyebrow at you and watches you as you walk out onto the deck, shrugs, and slowly walks back into the cabin. Just in time for Theobald to come out a few moments later.
I can just picture Theobald just going, "You started this."
Actually, Theobald's just like, she's really kind of gone over the deep end, hasn't she? Slowly close the cabin door. Theobald does take to manning the helm for a few minutes, making sure that you guys stay clear of any shoreline.
Right.
Is there heavy thumping in my house? Sorry, I'm distracted for a moment.
Velena's gonna have her raven look around and then come back, and what does it say?
What do you mean?
Because it
Like
says,
a-
it says danger if it sees anything scary, basically.
Oh,
He trained it to do that.
what's your Raven's score? What's
Score.
like its character sheet score or whatever? Do we need to look up D&D Ravens now?
I can look that up real quick. I'm on my app. Raven, there it is. And here it is, Raven. And it's what's his score you looking at?
We would need.
Perception.
Yeah, I think that'd be a perception.
It will be a +1.
+1 perception. So roll a d20, and I got.
Oh wait,
here.
it says right here +3. Ooh,
For what?
perception. I didn't see that part.
You're probably looking at like what the
Well, it says skills perception +3.
you're probably looking at his wisdom stat. Then I'm guessing.
Yeah. Holy.
Oh.
Wait, why did you
I
roll three?
rolled for him and he rolled for him at the same time.
Well, he screwed up because he rolled 3 die 20 instead of 1 die 20 plus 3. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think your roll should just be what you go with.
Yeah, mine was supposed to be the correct roll, actually.
Oh right,
You
did the
messed
wrong
that
thing.
up. So actually your Raven comes back, and oh yeah, it's like, danger, 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 danger. Because it's seen a shit ton of freaking crocodiles. Because you're on a river. Like, every single predator it saw, because it had a good shot of seeing them now tonight. Because they're out and about and it's a nice full moon out. It's just like, all the danger.
Well, that's why the captain got eaten.
Uh-huh.
And she just walks up to Theobald, tilts her head. My friend says there's danger about.
I'm in danger.
I'm in Donger.
Oh. Theobald kind of slowly looks to you. He makes sure to keep the boat in the middle and then lets go of the rudder for right now. Thelona, it occurs to me you've kind of been overreactive about this, I think.
No, I've never felt better.
You look plastered.
This is me sober.
Which makes me worry more.
Hey, speak to me, and she holds up the skull.
Theobald's probably thinking, how did I end up being a therapist?
Actually, therapist seems to be the role of almost every other cleric, it seems. Helena, are you sure they talked to you, or are you sure you haven't been hitting the honey meat hard?
They said, cheer up, Elena.
I
And you
didn't call
should.
you by name.
Considering everything else you could be going through right now, you're actually not too bad off. You're on a boat. We're actually going to make some more money. We're about to go treasure hunting. And maybe, if you talk to the captain very nicely, she might even steer us towards your home for a little while. Like to visit home, wouldn't you?
Yes, home. The White Witch would love to speak to me.
I'm Sure she would. Trying to think. Actually, yeah. Yeah, you've been drinking so hard. I want to check something here quick. What do we roll for getting drunk?
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, roll me a Constitution, please. Probably at least 2 of them, actually.
21.
Oh, yeah, you lost. Yeah, you're a couple sheets to the wind. And as you're rambling incoherently and obviously very drunk, the cleric literally reaches out with one hand, and with a slight glow to it, all of a sudden you just see old alcohol just rip right out of you after a second or two and just evaporate. And suddenly you're no longer drunk.
Let's go talk to me.
Are you really still sure about that? Or did you just happen to see things, Velena?
No, I heard it speak. It said, cheer up.
My dear, I think you were drunk at the time. I'm almost pretty sure of that at this rate. I think what you need is to settle down and relax a little bit. Here, and Lily pulls out some bread, and here, you probably should also eat a little bit to try and help yourself calm down. Kind of takes you over to one side of the ship, lets you sit down for a minute, and eat some bread, and try to relax. Now that you're no longer completely plastered.
Okay, so this is probably the craziest thing. She's gonna take a piece of bread, eat one piece, pick another piece of bread, give it to the raven, and take that third piece of bread and try to feed it to the skull.
The skull does not eat. The skull just stares there with vacant sockets, not moving, not doing anything. As you just mush the bread into its teeth.
Right.
Now Theobald realizes he wasted bread.
He remains at the steering wheel, making sure again that the boat doesn't crash into anything. Velena, what did we say about the skulls? Stop it! From the cabin.
What the hell is that? Because the parrot would have been in her room, so she would have just suddenly gotten woke up by it. You're randomly yelling, "Stop it!" for no reason.
But Ozina remained a little spooked for a few moments. She just right over here heard her parrot shout, "Stop it!" He's here. I'm gonna try something here. Persuasion. He has a +1 to that. Theobald is going to try and persuade her. Actually, yeah, make sure it's Theobald I was looking at. Yep. Alright. He's gonna try and pull some persuasion on her. Let's roll the dice, and oh, that's not too bad. That's pretty good, actually. So, he slowly leans against the wheel. Velena, why are you acting like this?
Oh, wow. Her face just turns red.
He takes a moment as you turn red and just goes, "You're interested in the barbarian, aren't you?"
What? We know. I mean, no one like why?
Literally, the cleric reaches out and puts a finger to your lips. Shh! Oh, I get it. I get it. And slowly walks back to the wheel. You do realize, being what you are, you do tend to scare the public, don't you?
Oh gosh, I only have one line stuck in my head to combat this, and it's the worst one. I'll just go ahead and say it. The populace who scout me are those who are yet to be converted.
No, dear. You see, you realize you're from Hyperborea, correct? Obviously, by
Right.
your dress and the hair and so forth. Right. Hyperboreans are the only ones that tend to go for that necromancy stuff as openly as you people do. You do, or do you not realize this?
She's just sitting there sobbing, just petting the skull.
Don't take this the wrong way, my dear, but you do realize, especially with him, looks back towards the cabin and then looks back to her. Sumerians are superstitious in a very different direction. They see undeath as possibly a curse, and even worse than that, as something that's supposed to come after them and kill them in the night. Undead is not really a good thing in most places. I'm not gonna try and sell you on some happy-go-lucky story. Hyperborea is very different compared to others on that particular line.
She just goes, well, they're just uncultured.
I posted something in the Conan chat.
Oh no. He's just a friend you haven't made yet. Oh dear. Oh. The Theobald kind of sighs for a moment, gathers his thoughts and again and readjusts the ship one more time before continuing to focus on the conversation at hand. You can't say that about everyone, can you, Velena? I mean, look at, for instance, not directly at Geralt himself, but look at his fellow clansmen types. Look at Conan. He's a freaking king now. You can't say the man's completely uncivilized. And look at what he's king of. And yes, there are ruffians no matter where you look, but you can't say that a place that actually has a working city and a market that goes out across the sea is uncivilized, madam. There's just not a way around that. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be on a boat.
Well, no, that's our worst line yet. Oh my gosh. She's like, I'm sorry, I was just about to talk about the Sumerians and their muscles.
She's thirsty. We get it.
Get that lady a shirtless Kylo Ren.
I have more pecs than Kylo.
Anyways, she just goes, well, it's not that I don't think they're uncultured, it's just they're just not refined yet. You've not seen the glory and power of the White Witch of Hyboria.
Actually, I have a very good question for you. He kind of does one more steering correction again and then looks at you. Have you actually met her yourself?
Yes, she spoke to me once. She said, hey, as she was passing by.
You see the cleric suddenly have a very concerned look on his face. Madam, I don't think that's actually meeting someone, especially in such short passing. By the way, he's very well spoken for Nord. For Nordheimer. Then again, that's what you get for being a cleric.
A cleric who switched to a god that's not like
Not his original,
standard.
yeah. Just have to realize it's not quite the best music for a nighttime scene. There.
Can you feel the love tonight?
I
No.
also think on the oar there's this like crab as standing on it, just going tra la 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 la, don't be shy.
Oh god.
You know you want to kiss a barbarian. Don't. He might kill you. Demon witch is trying to steal my breath.
Oh my god.
So many ways to take the barbarian.
He just goes, it's just, you've not seen her power rates. Truly that of a god. And
Madam,
there,
I've seen great many things with great power, and I definitely will not consider them good or gods just because of their power. I have literally witnessed my previous gods' failures at even trying to protect his own, and calling upon another god, all of a sudden immediately giving me the strength I needed to save my people. There are stranger things out there, man. And I would also say that I can't say that I don't know about his dealings with undead, and looking back again to the cabin. But I can say, honestly, from my end, not all my dealings with the undead have been good ones.
she just goes, and she puts her hands over this, or where they would be.
Over the skull's ears.
Where they would be if they had ears.
The skull's not even a... Oh yeah, she thinks it is because I made it talk.
Right.
He sighs and continues. Madam, I have literally had undead at my door howling for my flesh. Not everything is as it seems, especially on the surface. I'm not sure how good this particular White Witch is, and I am at least aware of rumors that there might be some sort of problem between her and King Conan as well. Some previous ill-formed actions between the two of them. Again, I would not hesitate to assume everything, but I would also argue that you should be careful what you decide to follow on that one.
The White Witch has brought many blessings on my family's house.
I'm sure for the time being, as long as it's also feasible for her, yes. But how many of your people have you heard continuously get good things done to them? Have you heard of any of the other things that happen?
Only that their loved ones have joined the glorious undead.
What was that?
Only that their loved ones have joined the glorious undead.
Is that so? You realize most people would consider that grave robbing, wouldn't you?
Oh, no. You see, we gladly hand over our loved ones. We raise as undead. It's like a small part of them is still there.
Except if I'm not mistaken, the way most magic that works with undead works, they're not there. They're just bone, maybe a little bit of flesh, none of the soul. Am I right or am I wrong in this? He kind of looks over to you because you're probably the more knowledgeable than him. And with that, actually, I would say make an Arcana check.
I felt this is gonna be so silly. Okay, I didn't not crit.
Wow. Yeah, thinking about it for a few moments, you're just like, you know what? It's literally just animated corpses with magic. There's, with very few exceptions, outside of like maybe something along the lines of liches, there's usually no soul attached.
Right, and she just goes, well, there's probably Well, at least they get to see their loved ones moving again.
Oh my god. Oh
And
god.
how do you think that's a positive thing when literally shambling corpses are wandering around, barely
Well,
more
no
than a
one's
horrific image of
complaining.
their previous loved ones?
No one's complaining outside the Hyboria. I mean, no one's
Are
complaining.
you sure no one's complaining outside of Hyboria, or are you
No,
thinking?
no one in Hyboria is complaining on the inside of Hyboria. I mean,
You seem rather prescient to say that, although I do wonder what would happen to people that say they don't like it.
Oh no! They go see the White Witch and they come back changed.
Changed, you say? Changed how?
Well, I like to think of the White Witch as a doting mother. She
Or a
She
brainwashing witch of horrific intent?
You have your words, I
Is
have
that not
mine.
also possible? I'm just saying.
But you never met the White Witch.
And neither of you.
But my owner has always treated me well.
Yes, I'm sure that's a great way to coax you into behaving. Helena, let's see here. Ooh, what am I gonna throw on you on this one? Yeah, give me a wisdom check. Just give me a straight up wisdom.
It was a...
Yeah, you're starting to see like you're starting to see like all the little cracks in what you've been told. It does seem very kind of forced that people suddenly behave after they meet the White Witch. It feels really kind of forced, and no one's against undead when you've seen so many people on the outside that don't like it. As he's kind of as the cleric is trying to calmly talk to you about this, you're starting to see a lot of the flaws.
She just twirls her head, screaming back and forth, going, no. And she just runs screaming, dropping the skull.
Thibault will quickly grab out and hold it on to you for a moment, trying to calm you down.
She resists. Is that an acrobatics?
Actually, that would have to be an attempt on a grapple on him on his end, I think. Oh, I'm gonna have to look at the grapple physics now.
That's a strength, contested strength.
Strength versus strength.
Yeah.
All right, so strength check from him.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, he's got you and kind of pulls you and just like.
She slaps him.
Shh, ow. Yes, go ahead. Calm down, whatever it takes. Takes a moment with one free hand to kind of steer the boat, but also tries to hold on to you to try and keep you calmed down.
She's trying to go wiggle out. Would that be sleight of hand?
To wiggle out, isn't that still a strength check?
Well, not if you like twist your arm out of the hand, like your wrist.
I think that would be more of a athletics or aerobics.
All right, I'll try athletics. Better. 14. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't break that strength check yet. So no, he's still holding on to you, just trying to calm you down. I understand. It's very frustrating when you stop to think about it. Please, don't be like this. He's literally trying everything in his power to calm you down. He realizes he's kind of hit a nerve.
I was gonna say, aren't we probably getting to the point where it's like almost time for somebody else's shift, or?
Actually, with the amount of noise, we might have to. If this keeps on for much longer, we might have to do perception checks on everybody pretty soon if this keeps up for much longer. Is she going to calm down, or are you going to? Actually, that's a good question. Do we have a way to roll for her to calm down?
No, but I think she's still just gonna get frantic and try to leave.
So basically, everybody else should do perception checks to see if this wakes them up.
All right.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this just became a scene. Geralt sleeps through it like a baby. I'm gonna say that Giselle does wake up, and Azina definitely wakes up. You wake up hearing the basically you wake up and you're the first one to the door, hearing the necromancer having a fit as she storms into the cabin and heads back down to the lower level.
Right. She just kind of heads to the lower level and just sits in a corner and just cries.
Yes, obviously I was going to ask what the hell happened.
Well, that could have gone a lot smoother. Let's just say I might have actually reached her a little too quickly, and she might have just realized that she's been lied to for quite some time. Yes, I'm sorry, but I did have to do something about her. She was still trying to talk to the bloody skulls.
Is that skull still sitting on the deck?
I assume in the panic it might have been left behind unless you
Yeah.
say otherwise. Yep.
Azina picks the skull up and tosses it overboard.
Thank you, that's probably not the worst idea.
Unfortunately, she's got more of them downstairs, but that's one less.
Mm-hmm. Nods.
Um,
I'm just hoping that when she comes down, she's not going to be as frantic.
you go, well, I'm going to take my watch now. I'm assuming Giselle's wandered up at this point. You said she
Yeah,
woke up
Giselle
as
has
well.
probably wandered up to the door and is kind of looking around and possibly already even listened to most of that conversation. Just quietly hanging back.
I tell Giselle to go wake Gunter up to share the next watch with me, and she can go back to sleep. She'll get the last watch with Conrad.
Will do, Captain. As she slips away into the cabin to go wake Gunther. I assume that's going to be it for the evening then, he says, kind of still half steering.
Yeah, I take over steering.
Nods and heads back to the cabin. In a few moments, Gunter comes out to join you on the rest of your shift. Figured something would happen.
Is he what he says when he comes up?
No, that's me, the GM, saying that. I knew something was going to happen eventually. There is no way she's going to be staying in La La Land the entire game.
Okay, so anyhow, obviously the reason I set the watch up like this is because it makes sense that Conrad knows how to steer the ship to have him share with Giselle.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of me and Conrad on the same shift.
Yeah, and
obviously
Giselle's a good sharp eye for him in case there's anything else to look out for.
Not only that, it wouldn't make sense for me and Giselle to be on the same watch, because why would you have two of the more combat heavy people on the same watch?
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to say for the ease of time, the next couple of watches go through without any problems. Everyone has more or less had their full share rest, although Velena might have had a slightly delayed one, but I'm pretty sure she got to sleep eventually. No one bothered her the rest of the night.
She probably cried herself to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Kind of deal.
Probably.
Next morning, I guess since Geralt got to bed early, he's going to be the one who will try to attempt cooking a breakfast. Let's see here. That's I believe we said that's technically a medicine, correct?
Yeah, we got plenty of fish left. If he's gonna try to cook those. Oof.
Oof. He starts to try and cook one of the fish and immediately scorches it and just like, nope. Takes the pan out and just tosses it. Actually, while he's doing that, he's gonna decide that there's not enough fish anyways, and we'll try to capture a few more really quick before the rest of you wake up.
I like to picture a crocodile trying to munch his own breaks all its teeth.
The crocodile grabs the burnt fish, crunch. Ah. Spits it back out of the water.
Technically could have kept the burnt fish to give to like the wolf because a lot of animals just fucking eat anything.
Let me see here. Yeah, be a survival check to get more fish. Oh boy.
If you can't successfully
he
cook
at
anything,
least
I
got
guess
6, so I'm gonna say we roll this one. Hey, we're back up to 6 fish to try and cooking. So let's try this again without failing.
I mean 8 fish. We had 8.
Oh, we had. Wait.
Yeah, we had enough fish for each human member of the crew.
Yeah, that's before we ate them the night before, though.
No, I used 2 fish to make the stew because there was a lot. It wasn't just fish because there was other stuff in the stew.
I suppose. Let's try this again. Actually, I'm gonna see. Is there another way he can maybe try to do this? Would survival kind of technically work for cooking too?
Let me check.
The thing is, they're both wisdom checks.
Yeah, but at least survival he has a bonus too.
I think survival would probably work as well.
Oh yeah. That's a much better roll. Not unlike Xena the day before for dinner. Geralt does manage to make at least a suitable and edible breakfast now, after the first failed attempt. Manages to cook up some more fish, get some more veggies ready. Trying to think what he would do for a side dish. Not really sure other than that, so yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. Fish and veggies. Some of them are fresh. So it's a little more fresh than the rest. But at least there's suitable food to eat in the morning. As others wake up. Wake up to the smell of not burning now. That'd be funny if you guys get advanced enough on the sea that you can become a bunch of tea-sipping crazies.
Tea-sipping crazies?
Yeah, I just have to think. Well, there should be like more. The only thing I can think of right now is you guys should be making tea or something. Oh, look, it's the peasant sailors, no tea.
see, that's what when we get to the point where we have like a warship, we have like a huge crew, so most of the main party aren't even actively involved with piloting the ship. We're just sitting in the cabin. Ah, yes.
Oh, look, it's one of the poor boats.
Oh, isn't that a wonderful raspberry? I'm gonna boot it with my tea.
Oh, look, fresh cheese. I too so enjoy.
Because that is my eventual goal, is to get a warship.
Heard here, folks. Xena wants a warship. The boat. The big boat.
But I think Melina doesn't come up for breakfast. She's just still crying in a corner when she wakes up until they land her anyways.
Well, it takes a few hours before that happens, so it's almost midday by the time you do finally reach your destination.
Alright.
So speaking of, all right. I'm gonna switch tabs for a moment just so we can at least have the map. Oops. I grabbed something instead of dragging it properly. There we go. So zooming in on the map, you finally do make it. You do make it out of the river, and you're following the coastline. You just see huge amounts of water just off to your right side of the ship. Like, other than Xena, no one else has seen this much water probably in their lifetime.
Not even Roger.
Roger, maybe. He's probably one of the few that are less stunned, but it's been a while.
Actually, he kind of would have had to, if otherwise he wouldn't know where their stash is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a while since he and his crew have been running up and down the river, but he's nowhere near as stunned as the rest of them. As literally the cleric, the rogue, and the barbarian are all just staring off to the right-hand side of the ship like, what the fuck? Trying to see where the other side is and not seeing anything. Especially the barbarian. He's just literally hand over the eyes. I don't see the other side.
And Azina's just kind of like taking in a big breath of air, going, I'm home.
This is weird. I'm not sure I like this. That's a lot of water. But as you're following the coastline, it doesn't take too terribly long before you do see the large towers of Shapur as you're coming up to this huge coastal city.
Although, when Garroth says he's not sure he likes this, that's a lot of water. Azina just kind of walks over to him and then puts her one hand on his shoulder and the other hand is kind of like kind of waves all the water out of there. He goes, look at the bright side. No one's sneaking up on us because there's no cover.
He kind of blinks and thinks about that for a moment. That means they're going to be even worse, aren't they?
Wait, what's going to be worse?
That means they're going to be worse, aren't they? Like anyone that actually tries to mess with them.
Possibly. Worse or stupid.
I can only hope for the more stupid. He looks back out.
Alright, so I'm assuming we get to the town without anything else really happening.
Yeah, without really much else going on. It does take you a little bit to get there, but that's a huge city and no one's messing with you. There are much larger boats coming and going slowly this morning already, as you're reaching almost noon. There's already probably quite a few of them already headed out deep into the sea. A few of them are kinda, sorta following the shoreline, kinda like you are. You are giving the shoreline a decent amount of pass because there are a couple of bigger boats that are kinda coming your way, but they're obviously just trying to follow the normal flow of traffic as they head down the shoreline, but they need enough room so that they don't run aground. But you're giving it enough of a leeway that you can easily still stay shore if you need to head there or anything. And before too terribly long, you are finally allowed into the docks on Shapur, and they're allowed to tie up for a few minutes and start getting the supplies you came downriver with.
I'm assuming we gotta go find someone to let them know that we've arrived with the supplies.
Actually, what you do with the paperwork is you hand it over to the essentially the dockman kind of checking over your papers and goes, you're shipping some supplies, got you. And he does find like a little piece of paper to send off to somebody, and just kind of tears it off and goes, here, and sends it to somebody, goes, here, make sure that they're alerted that their supplies have come. And before too long, a messenger boy is sent off to go deliver the message that the goods have made it to the dock. So before too terribly long, like I would say probably roughly just before you're finished unloading, the guy that you are supposed to meet has now come up to the dock area to inspect what's going on.
I greet him, hold out my hand for a handshake, and say, Captain Azina, at your service.
Ah, yes, hello! And he reaches out and shakes your hand. So they hired you to deliver some more supplies. That's interesting. I've been hearing there's been some trouble up and down the river. Seems like you got through just fine.
Well, there might be considerably less trouble because a group of pirates on rowboats tried to attack us, and they didn't do so well.
Quickly turns and looks at you slightly surprised. Really? They did actually just try to attempt it on you? Interesting.
Yeah.
How did you fend them off?
Well, a couple of us are able to use magic to some extent, and we had a barbarian that was pretty good with a crossbow. So a couple of them survived, but they don't got boats anymore.
I see. He does kind of look over and notices the huge muscular guy who is watching over everything going on, making sure no one fucks up getting the stuff off the boat. So, a bit of ranged armaments then, I take it. Yes, interesting. Actually, very good for a small boat. You wouldn't happen to be interested in another larger scale job, would you?
I ask him what he has in mind.
Well, you see, we've been trying to get spices that we've been bringing upriver over to Kitai, but we've been having issue getting across the sea. We're not sure if it's the same pirates you met on the river, but there seems to be someone that constantly interferes with our shipments over there. Usually we have a huge amount of sales over there, but with how hard it's been, not only is it going to be hugely rewarding if you make it across without issue, but I'd kind of like to know who we're actually dealing with, because not everyone's made it back after they've been attacked.
Interesting. We'll need like a day or two to resupply before we head out, regardless of what you have in mind. But
Absolutely, yes. A couple days to restock, and you do need to take, of course, measurements for where you're heading to. He does pull out a map and does some calculations. Just for kind of a heads up, if you're heading straight to Kitai, it's more or less calculates a few moments longer, about a 3 or 4 days worth journey across sea.
I do.
Yeah, because if you're looking at the map on the village at sea, you'll see that there's a portion of it that says Kitai on the eastern side. Yeah, like a huge chunk of all that is Kitai.
I do say just so you're not expecting us to get there quicker than we might. I kind of point out the island that Roger told us about, and say that I have a crew member that has personal reasons they want to stop at this island along the way.
Oh, sure.
So,
Give you a day or two lenience, of course. Yes.
all right. If
Just
that's not an issue,
this is as we can hear word eventually that you made it across. That'd be fantastic, actually. Every time we lose more of our spices, we are technically losing money. So if you can actually get it across, we would actually make a good amount of money as well.
right. I forgot I was told exactly how much I'm out of character. I forgot if I got told exactly how much I was going to get paid for this job that we just completed.
For this job that you just finished? Oh gosh, I thought it was a couple hundred at least. I think it was something like maybe 400 gold with the promise of maybe doing more work for more gold, which is very easily what could happen here since there seems to be an issue of cut off spices.
Right.
For spice trading.
Alright.
And like by spices, I legit mean this is old school, old world spices. Like the people over there are not getting some seasonings and preservatives and so forth that they normally need for certain foods.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about Star Wars, so we're not talking about drugs.
We're not talking about Star Wars, and we're not talking about Dune.
Okay, well, I'm gonna assume that it was 400 and just kind of mark that down as what we got paid.
Okay, yeah. And he's giving you another job, and essentially what he also describes to you for what you're going to be taking is you're going to be taking almost twice the amount that you just did, and that's going to be about the limit of your boat.
Right.
But also, if you manage to get it across, that's going to be a huge boon to not only their company, but also to maybe make you enough money to upgrade your boat.
Right. Okay. So, my character probably doesn't remember everything about that ship captain that we encountered to be able to really describe him. But this is probably not going to matter anyhow, because He's
Doesn't
dead.
yeah, I don't think it's going to really matter that much, but yeah,
crocodile
essentially
food.
you just remember he was a big, dark, muscular guy, and he was ordering them around pretty persistently, despite all of them dying or their boats being sunk pretty quickly. They were not prepared for a bunch of ranged fighters just to suddenly bombard them with everything.
Right.
They were quite off guard. I should probably had a couple more of those guys attack instead of just rowing the boats, but they didn't really have much choice if they wanted to keep up.
Let's see. There's something I wanted to look for in the book, but I cannot remember what the hell it was. Why can I not find... Well, I'm assuming we're done talking with this guy, though, because he's kind of laid out the terms for us.
No, yeah, he's at least also there to also make sure that nothing happens to the spices that came in, and make sure that they start getting gathered up and headed to the right storage area for their assessment and planned release to somewhere else, wherever the next stop may be.
There we go, that's what I was trying to find. Crossbow boats. Let's see. After we're done getting everything unloaded off the ship, I kind of give Giselle and Conrad a job to go take care of real quick.
Okay.
Because I was looking up the price for crossbow bolts. They're 1 gold for 20 of them. So I'm giving them 5 gold pieces to go get us 100 crossbow bolts.
Crossbow bolts. Okay, actually, I'm gonna have to rewrite some of what I just told you, because I think, yeah, Katai is actually the far side.
Oh.
I was wondering why there was an arrow on the map, and I'm like, is it really just the far side of the continent over there? Yes, it is. I just want to send you guys to the other side of the sea, so...
Arcania?
Yeah, that'd be Harcanian.
Right.
Is where you're headed. It's just basically straight across the sea. Obviously, you can go around the sea, but that takes much longer than just being able to go by boat right across it.
Right. But obviously, the reason I'm having them go to get crossbow bolts is because we do have three spare crossbows, but we don't really have ammo for them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did have some spare crossbows in case the guys could use them, and they can technically use them. They have at least enough skill to use them. They don't gain bonuses with it, but
because I gave all the... We didn't actually have that many crossbow bolts when we got these, so I just gave all the bolts we had to Garroth. But if we want other people to be able to use the crossbows, we need ammo for them.
I'm also trying to look up really quickly what the area is like, because I think Kitai was kind of like a combination of China and Japan. I'm trying to remember what Hyborian is like. It'd also help if I could spell it right.
I haven't heard anything. Xerath say anything in a while.
Oh, I'm still here.
I think I hear his chair once in a while, but yeah, otherwise he's been kind of quiet. His character has been kind of playing sheepish.
Yeah,
after she got kind of talked down.
I'm still here.
You're probably trying to decide what your character actually wants to do while we're in town.
Oh no, I know what she's doing. She's just not doing anything on the dock, right?
Right.
If your character doesn't want to be out there, sure. Hyborian is an immense nation stretching across the continent east of Valley at Sea. Much of the land is composed of deserts in the extreme north and south, but there are also large stretches of steps and hills as well. Trying to see what else they have to say. Oh, essentially you guys are headed to Africa because there's elephants over there.
Oh, jeez. I need to get me an elephant. No.
We need a bigger boat.
I was about to say that. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
But after asking Giselle and Conrad to go get some crossbow bolts, I tell Roger I need to have a word with him.
The new hire is kind of nervously nods and goes, "All right."
I mentioned what the guy that's paying us told me about the sea, and I asked you don't know anything about the other pirates from the sea that are that have been attacking the spice shipments from here, do you?
He takes a moment to think about it for a little bit and just goes, "I know we've made contact with them from afar, but mostly just to be left alone and to sometimes share in our plunders. That's about all I can really tell you about them. They seem a little bit more cutthroat than our little team was."
I kind of figured it'd be something like that because you guys didn't have the biggest boats for the job you were trying to pull off.
He kind of thinks about the little canoes they had and went, no, we didn't really have the boats we needed. We were thinking of upgrading soon, but we hadn't decided on it yet.
There wasn't any way you guys could have really made use of those on the open sea.
Nah, that's very obviously, yeah. No way they were going to be a formidable force if we just canoe, unless all of them were like some sort of powerful mage and could just thunderclap the hell out of their enemies.
Okay. This is like, it's like that's it. You don't need to be nervous. I just wanted to see if you might have heard any information about it, just because you're in the same business as them.
He kind of blinks and nods, just from a distance. Not much directly. Our boss was the only one that really had any direct communication with them. Let's make sure that's not happening again.
Yeah, I say, and since you weren't really with us at the beginning of this job, you're not getting a cut of the pay, but I hand him 2 gold coins out of my own pocket to say, you can use this to pay for food and lodging or whatever while we're here.
He blinks, takes, and pockets and nods a quick thank you and gets back to making sure everything gets off the boat. So I guess you're gonna take the rest of the day off then? Is the plan?
Well, I need to decide how I'm gonna divvy up the money. Because I'm figuring at least half of it should go into like the ship fund, and then the rest of it would be divided between
200
the
in the
crew.
ship fund. The rest divided by crew. That's
Trying to decide how I do this.
200.
That'd be 7 people, but at the same time, I'm also thinking the 2 non-combat guys wouldn't get as big of a cut, I don't think.
True, you could probably turn them into a 6-1 instead of a 7. And just cut that in half. So, cut 100 in 3 ways?
Let me check something. We're calculator. 200 divided by 6 equals 33.333333. Somebody's gonna get 34.
Give everyone else 33. Maybe take the 34 and split that in half for the 2 guys.
That makes sense.
That'd be like 12. No, it'd be 15, 17 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your 2 regular crew members get 17 gold each. The rest of you get a little bit extra for being main damage dealers and the main starting crew.
Right.
If they keep proving themselves, hey, they might make a little more, especially when the money gets
Especially
bigger.
especially when we get a bigger haul.
Which is looking to be the promise. As the workers at the dock finally finish unloading your boat, and the new pair of workers starts getting everything ready to go to the get the goods to the new destination, the boss does turn back to you and goes, "We should be back with the shipment to load into your boat by this evening. As long as you're staying here for the night, I hope that's not a problem."
Well, we're gonna be here for a while, so yeah, we need to relax after that trip down the river.
Got nod, smiles. All right, we'll see you again this evening. And starts to lead the men off as a few of the first groups have gotten a good hold of the crates and are starting to head off to their shipping department.
Right. So, question: how much would it cost to get a cannon for the ship?
Wouldn't be a very big cannon. Actually, let me see here. I have the book open here, and there are various weapons for boats on here. So let me see. This is all.
I'm thinking
ships.
the things I'm thinking would be really nice would be something like a ballista, but you can't put that on this freaking boat.
Hull upgrades. There's melee weapons for boats? Wait a minute. Bladed oars. There's oars that are bladed like swords.
That would make, I mean, because that you'd be able to fend off like wild animals when you're on a smaller boat.
I suppose.
Right.
Creature launcher. Someone's gonna shoot the chicken.
John's gonna shoot the raven. Schools!
You see what you do is you get a chicken. You launch the chicken. When the chicken lands on the enemy boat, they freak out. They hit the chicken, but they forget that chickens have infinite health, and eventually just a swarm of chickens attack the boat.
Oh, this is dirty. Arcana Artillery. Crafted by skilled magic artificers in order to turn a ship's mage into an artillery piece in of themselves. These cannons are not only weapons compatible with spell shots, magically sensitive cannonballs designed to hold magic and release them upon impact. Oof. I'm pretty sure that's going to cost a pretty penny.
Right.
Wow, the range on that sucker. 600 to 2,400 feet. The gun itself has 55 hit points and it has 2 weapon slots. And the armor class is 17. And it's a 2d8 to hit of when you hit with damage. It's not giving me prices actually. Is there a price range? It'd be nice to have a price range. Actually, I wonder if maybe the top of this area will have a price range list or something.
Sometimes they'll have a chart that has like all the
List
prices.
about catapult cannons, weapons. Unless you plan to end all your engagements through boarding actions, you're going to need a weapon on your ship, and even if you do, it would still be a good idea. The section below details the most common weapons found on ships, as well as their armor class, HP, damage, immunities, vulnerabilities, resistances, how many weapon slots they may take up, their base damage, and any special properties they may possess. All ship weapons are considered martial weapons. Doesn't really say how much they are. Weapon slots, gun placement and aiming. Looking. Yeah, they don't really go into price, although they really should have. Do they have any ship weapons in the main books at all?
Nope. Oh, man, I'm looking. I just did a Google search. Wait. This person thinks a cannon should cost more than a ballista. I mean, depends on this. I guess it depends on the size of the cannon, but
Well, it depends on
Cannons
the
are
mechanism.
usually-
Cannons are a little more advanced than ballistas. Ballistas are really just pull triggers. The cannons, you actually need all of the gunpowder and the fuses and whatnot. Not to mention metal crafting, which you don't really need that much of, if any at all, for a ballista, depending on how you make it.
holy fuck!
Hmm.
Well, apparently in 3.5, a light cannon was 2,000 gold.
Whoa.
A ballista is 500. That's like, why is it? I guess the ballista has to be like one of the like a smaller ballista then if it's 500.
Well, there's that, and also you're trying to put a ballista on a boat.
Right.
It's not going to be taking up that much space. It's not going to be like a full-size ballista. It's going to be at least a sizable one to be able to toss it far enough to do something, but yeah, it's...
This is also talking about siege weapons. Just listen to them. We're talking about it as siege weapons, which isn't the same thing as having one on a boat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in the book. Here. Let me see if I can web browse really quick and find anything.
Because the thing is realistically, it should cost significantly less than the boat did.
You would think. That really does pretend. It really does tend to depend. Then why did this scene come up then? I asked specifically for 5th edition ship weapons. That really doesn't help because they're just automatically attaching weapons to certain ships. What kind of boat is this? Is this a sloop?
No, it's oh fuck, what was it called?
Keelboat or something?
Keelboat.
Keel. Never mind. Yeah, they don't even list the keelboat here, I don't think. Doesn't really help that they're automatically attaching weapons to boats. I'm like, what? There's still no... You're still not explaining enough. Well, if we got the basic boat. Siege equipment. That's not exactly what I'm looking for.
You know what? I realize how late it is though. So
Yeah, it is
we're
getting to be
almost-
about time. We'll have to figure this out later. We'll see
Yeah,
if
we'll
we
have
can
to-
find
we'll-
something a little more reasonable.
Yeah, we'll figure it out between sessions.
But otherwise, yeah, you're finally off the river and you're about to head across to Arcania. So that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll catch you all later.